Now, how do I use this to help solve puzzles? Well, looking at this over here, the Ivy cube is fairly simple because the Pyraminx is a pretty simple puzzle. So if we were to scramble this up over here, and I have not done an Ivy cube tutorial, so those looking for something like that, I'm not going to do the trivial tip, but my solve of a Pyraminx is actually very straightforward. I'm going to scramble this up as well. Turn, turn. It's exceedingly easy to solve, but we're going to do it just like a Pyraminx. So here's how I solve a Pyraminx. Basically, I'll do a side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line up these shapes over here, these colors here rather, shapes. So I've got these here as my central area, and then I can put this in over here. Now to put these in, it's just a down, down, up, up, or up, up, down, down, depending on what you find. So for this to come to here, move it here and go up, up, down, down, so that's in. Move this in over here. For the green and yellow, that's actually over here. So I can go down, up, up, down, so that's in. And now green and red, that's here, so that's up, up, down, down. Okay, you can have a variety of different configurations once you get it to here. If you get this configuration, then I just do a version of the SUNY, which is R, U, R, I, U, R, U, R, I, and it's solved. So that's one possible configuration. There are others that you might get, one of which looks a little like this, where you have kind of out of sorts like that. When you have a situation like this, where all of them are out, what I do is I just coordinate a 3 cycle with them that'll work. So this needs to come up over to here to coordinate with this. I'm just going to bump this out of the way and go up, down, down, up, and then move this in. So pretty simple solve. So for this, same kind of thing. These here represent these pieces over here. So I'm simply going to line this up as I did. Find it over here. Okay, now that I have that, these slices here just represent these slices, and it's even easier because this has specific polarity, this has specific positioning. This does not. So it's even easier to do my down, down, up, up. So for the this is already in, this is already in. So I see this yellow one here, up, up, down, down. I have 3 that is left, so I put them next to each other, so I can do my up, up, down, down. This will go up, up, down, down, and then move this back in, and it's solved. Now you might get a configuration that was a lot like what we had over here, such as a situation like this. You could just move it into the position that I was talking about, where you put it in down, down, up, up position. So you can take this over, say, here, and you can just do up, down, down, up, and that will make it solved. Or you can do that other semi-SUNY algorithm that I did, which you have these in, and you can go R, U, R, I, U, R, U, R, I, U. Rotate it once again, and it'll finish it. R, U, R, I, U, R, U, R, I, U. And then bring it back. So that's the Ivy cube. Pretty simple. So we've already gone through a solve of this guy, the axis cube, after doing the Ivy cube. So now my contention is that this is going to be a solve very similar to the octahedron, the face-turning octahedron, and that's really what the Rex cube is. So the Rex cube is really a shape modification of this puzzle, and my contention is that it's going to be solved in exactly the same way. Now, I do have a tutorial on how to solve this, which is very much like the Master's cube, so I would refer you to that. And I also had a tutorial on how to solve the Rex cube, but as a Rex cube. Now what I'm going to do is show an alternative of how to solve this just like this, if maybe those last few steps didn't quite mesh well with you. Now I should say that the Rex cube is not the only, nor is it the first cubic modification of the 8-sided Platonic solid. There actually was one before that, which is the Praxis cube. And I do have a tutorial on how to solve the Praxis cube, but this also is an 8-sided cubic modification. So I could have gone with this one instead of this one. The reason why I went with this one is, number one, this is mass produced and easier to get, and number two, there's a degree of symmetry to this that's a lot more aesthetically pleasing just in terms of how it's put together. There's a symmetry to this also, but you can see that the sides seem to move different from each other. Some seem to move on the face, some seem to move on the corner, but it's all modification of a face-turning octahedron, but this is equivalent to this over here. So I'm going to stick with this guy over here, and what I'm going to do first is show how the algorithms are exactly the same. So once again, these are the corners of my face, and these are the little triangles that surround the corner. So these are the little triangles over here, just like these guys, and these represent the edges. So I'm just going to show by way of an algorithm. What I do when I solve this is I get the corners in first, then I get the edges, and then I fill in these little corners here. And the algorithm that moves these around is going to be, you bring the middle slice down, and what this is going to do is this will put this to here, and this to here, as you'll recall. So this middle slice will go down, then we go down, down, up, then this go up, and we do down, up, up. So this went to here, this actually went to here, so this piece was over here, and then this guy went over to here. So that's the algorithm that does that, down, 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 up, down, up, up, and one more, we'll pop this into here, this will come here, and this will come here. So that's down, 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 up, down, up, up. So I'm going to show that you can do the same thing. So getting our perspective here, this is the corner, so if I had this in front of me here, then I'm going to put this corner in front of me over here. So what's going to happen is that this will end up being my middle slice, just like this was. So what's actually going to happen is that this will come to here, this will come to here, and this will come to here, the same way I had this to here, this to here, and this to here. So let's see if that actually works. So pointing a corner in front of me, what's going to participate, if this is the side, is these two will participate, and so will this one. So we'll go down, so turning the middle slice down, so this will participate. Then we just go down, down, up, then move this middle slice back, up, down, up, up. And so you can see that this white went to here, this green went to here, and this orange went to here. So that's it. That's actually the only algorithm you really need to know, aside from a couple of commutators, to solve this. So you don't have to do the whole turning things upside down and whatnot with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through an entire solve of this, but in exactly the way, well, almost exactly the way as a face-turning octahedron. Just as an alternative, using the concept of this being a modification of a face-turning Platonic solid. So we'll just scramble this up. Okay, so this is all scrambled up. So for those who don't know, what I mostly do are solve tutorials on various different puzzles. This puts it in the perspective of the Platonic solids. Okay, so the first step in the solve, now as you may recall from the face-turning octahedron, it was easy for me to put the corners in first. Now for this, that might not be the most efficient thing to do because I have to know the color scheme. Here, it's easy to know that I can line all the reds together and these can match as well. Here it's going to be a little more difficult because of the fact that the corners are separate colors. How do I know that this belongs next to here? Maybe it doesn't, maybe this does. So I'm not going to do the corners first, and having just come from the ghost face-turning octahedron, I have a very good perspective on what the octahedron basically looks like. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start it off the same way that I did with the the Rex cube, which is just all of it as a cube. So I'm going to put these edges in first. It would be the equivalent of putting these edges in first, which you could do, by the way, and then get these corners in later. But these corners only have one color, whereas these have 4 colors. So that won't be much of a problem. So I'm going to start it off the same way, starting with green. I've got a green here, and it's just a matter of placing it. So I need to pop this up to here, so move this out of the way, bring this up, bring this down, and now I simply put another green one in. So there's no change so far. I got to move this into here so that I'm not destroying this part. Let's bump this out of the way, move this up, and then bring this down. Okay, now how do I know this belongs here and not here? How do I know they don't have to be flipped? If I don't figure that out now, then I'll find myself in a situation where the centers don't make sense, because it might be the red center that has to go to here as opposed to the green. Now, I'm saying centers, but really these are corners of a face-turning octahedron, so I don't want to confuse too much with what I call them. So there's no way for me to know it now unless I memorize the color scheme, which I generally don't like doing. So I'm just going to go through and quickly put the skeleton in, which is all these edges. And this is just by placement. So I've got these here in. Now I've got to put these guys in as well. So I've got an orange. Where's another orange? It's over here. So this is obviously orange and white, so we're good. The other orange is an orange and yellow, which is right here. Pop that in. That's good. Now yellow, this is going to be yellow and red, which is right here. Pop that in. So this middle portion is just going to be placement. Red and white, which is right over here. So I've got to move this down into place, like so. I knock this out, simply move this back in. Okay, so I've got all these in. Now I've got to put the top in. All of these are blues, and you can see they're all rotated wrong. So I just randomly put anyone in front of me and do a down, down, up, up. That's going to give me a configuration where 2 are going to be rotated correctly, 1 is going to be in the right place, 1 is not. I simply hold it here to where the 2 that are not placed are either to the right or the left, doesn't matter. And the 2, starting with the 2 that are not correct, with the 1 that's correct behind me in the back, I go down, down, up, up, and automatically all these will be placed. So that's the easy step. But before I move on, before I put the corners in, well, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go ahead and try to put the corners in. This is already in. You understand that these are corners now, if I look at it as a face-turning octahedron. So I'm going to start putting the others in, and that's just doing it down, down, up, up, or up, up, down, down. So let's say here, let's say I want to put the orange one in. It's here. I just go up, up, down, down. Now let's put another one in. Doesn't matter where. Let's put this blue one in, since that way these will be next to each other. Up, up, down, down. And now the moment of truth. The moment of truth is when I do that, I should have all of them in. This is in, this is in, this is in, this is in. I should either have all of them in or 3 that have to go in. Here I have these 2 that have to be swapped. This green has to come here, this red has to come here. So this is incorrect. When you have this situation, it's unsolvable. I wouldn't call it a parity because I didn't reduce it from anything and I didn't change the parity of the puzzle. It stayed as a, I guess I call this an even layer puzzle. But this does show that I have misplaced 2 of these. These 2 or these 2 have to be swapped. Now because I showed you that this step is so easy, it's okay to do a partial rescramble of it. So I'm simply going to take this and move it into this spot. And I'm doing this because 2 centers have to be swapped, and or 2 corners have to be swapped, depending on how you want to call it. So that would be impossible. So I'm going to take this, bring it here, and just move him up to here. Now I'm going to take this guy, and I'm just going to move him to here. So I just flip these 2. This one I got to place back to here. So we're going to bump these out of the way, move this in, bump them down. Okay, the puzzle has been recalibrated, so now I know it's correct. And I'm simply going to put this middle layer back in again. So green and yellow. I'm sorry, orange and yellow. Orange and yellow right over here. So I'm just going to take it all the way around until I pop it into this position. Orange and white. Right over here. So I'm just going to move them into place. There's no algorithm for this. You're not going to destroy the bottom, so just move it any way you can. So this is white and red. Boom, that goes in over here. This is red and yellow, and this comes into here. All right, so all these are in. You see a very familiar configuration. One is in and rotated correctly. This is rotated correctly, but is not in the right place. So this is going to be on this left side here. Grab it from here, the two that are out, rotated wrong rather, and go down, down, up, up. Okay, so now you can see we've got it back, and that was easy. I'm going to put these corners in now. This is already in, this is already in, so I've got two in, oh, actually three in. So I'm just going to coordinate it as best I can. I want to move this into here. I don't want to necessarily take this one out, so I'm just going to put this one, which is not correct, just going to put it in this position for now, just so that it can participate, because these three are going to be participating in the up, up, down, down, or down, down, up, up. So we're going to go up to move it in, up, down, down. Now remember, we moved this out, so I'm simply going to move this back in. And that's all it really took. Now you can see all of these corners are in. If you had a situation like this, you'll see that these three are in and these three are out. It shouldn't be hard to figure out to put them back in. This will go to here. This is not in, so simply go up, up, down, down. Okay, so this is a situation where we now have all the corners in and all the edges in. That was actually the first step anyway. I did it just a little bit out of order, but however you slice it, the same thing has been achieved. The corners and the edges are in. We just have to put in these triangles, and that's just using that algorithm. The way that I like to do the algorithm is I like to put in at least three, maybe, or at least two, maybe three at a time. So what's going to go where? Well, there's a broad variety here. So this screen can go here. Remember, these two are going to participate, as is this. So this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. Well, I'm only going to be putting one in. I'm just going to be putting this in. For the purpose of demonstration, we'll just do that, but I could try to coordinate. What if I took this yellow, or this orange rather, and I put that in this position here? Now, to remember what's going to participate, when I bring this up, you can see this is going to come into this spot here. So I'm simply going to take this and deconstruct it, move it down over here, and at the end of the algorithm, move it back. So this will come here, this will come here, and this will come to here. So that's going to be down, then we do that slice down, 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 up, then slice it up, then do down, up, up. So you see these two are in, and now we simply move this guy back. So the price of the fact that now I just have one algorithm to use is the fact that I have to do a lot of deconstructing and then reconstructing it back. But it does make it more fun because it increases the variability of the solve. So let's see, any ones that I can quickly put in. This red can come to here. This white, well, what if I were to put this in that slot over here? Because this, and this are going to participate in this 3 cycle. I'm simply going to move this here. Notice I didn't disrupt this. So this yellow will come here, this red will come here, and this white will come here. Perfect. I'll put 3 in, and you'll see how far I move the puzzle forward when I do that. So it's going to be down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. And then I simply move this back. So the challenge now is see how many times you can put 3 in, or at least 2. Sometimes you have to do the algorithm twice, but if I do the algorithm twice, this will pop into here, and I'm going to move this over to here because 2 turns of the algorithm will pop this green one in here. This will come into here, so I'll put 2 in. So down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. Do it again. Down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. Now the algorithm is so easy to remember and so quick, it doesn't matter if you have to do it twice. Okay, so far so good. Now you can see that 2 turns of this algorithm will move this red into here. This green will move into here, so that's good. We'll have this white over here, but that's okay for now. Down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. Once more, middle slice goes down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. Okay, so you can see we're making some good headway. We do this all the way around the puzzle. So now this will go to here, this white one will go to here, and look at that, we have another 3 trifecta, so to speak. This will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. Okay, so let's do it. Down, 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 up. This slice goes up, down, up, and up. and this moves back in here. Okay, so we made a lot of good ground with that. And let's see, so this red will go here. This, well, do we have a green one? We don't. So I'm only going to end up putting one in, but the challenge was to see how many I can put in. Do I have a aberrant green one I can use? And I do. I could move this guy. Now notice I'm not changing this, but if I move this guy up, this green one is now in place. So I'm actually going to do two moves, moving that up, and now I move this to here. I just have to remember my way back when I'm done, moving this here and then moving this one back as well. So that way I'm going to put 3 in. Down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. Now, remember what I did? Move this over here, and then I move this over here. So we're making some good ground. It's going to get more and more challenging as I have to move more things into place. So let's see what we've got. This, well, if I move this to here, then I can move this to here. This blue one, well, yeah, so I may not want to take too many more chances. Okay, so yeah, this white can come to here. This blue, well, I'm going to put this one in play. So down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. Okay, let's move things back. This one back over here, and this came back over here. Okay, so you can see we're pretty quickly getting these guys in. This blue to here, this red, well, I have to put it somewhere else. So what else can participate? This to here, this to, well, let's just put something in this position that doesn't belong. Now you can see I can't use anything from this side of my face-turning octahedral portion of this. So I have to find something else that I can move into this position. And we'll put another one in here that that can be moved. Actually, I can move this blue one because at least it won't cause any net problems. So I'll do it twice, which will end up moving the red one in. So I've got down, 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 up, up, down, up, up, and again down. You see this is in, down, down, up, up, down, up, up, and now this turns back over here. So now we've quickly got it down to, I think, nope, I thought it was the last 3, but we're getting there. Okay, so these can participate. I can move this down, right? And now this is on the side that can participate, so I can go like bang. So this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. So I've got down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. Okay, I just have to remember to find my way back home. And now I'm very quickly down to the last 2. So it's a question of positioning and repositioning. How can I do this? Well, let's see. If I move this, so this already will participate with this. So this will go here. So I just need to get another blue or white one here. So it's really just a matter of how I'm going to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this over to here, and then this side will participate if I move this to here. So if I turn this here, this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. So all the whites will be where they're supposed to be, but I'm just going to move this blue one in. So it's going to be down, 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 up, up, down, whoa, down. Let me see if I can pop this back in. There we go. Up, up. Well, now I just move this over here, and I can move this back here. So there it is. So basically, this was used and solved exactly like a face-turning octahedron. And if I wanted to, I can solve the Praxis cube in exactly the same way. So this is an alternative solve using the concept of this being a cubic transformation of a Platonic solid. So that leaves, really, one more of the Platonic solids, the cubic transformations that I have yet to do, and that's this guy over here. That's going to be the radio cube. So that I cannot escape. I'm going to have to eventually do something of a demonstration and a scramble of this. I just have to decide how I'm going to do that. Anyway, before I go, I'm going to leave you with one final challenge. Now, I've described what Platonic solids are, and I've described why there can only be 5 Platonic solids, and what the meaning of that was. This hold a very captivating position in Plato's eyes. That's why they're called Platonic solids, because he thought that they were very stable and very elemental in their shapes, very organized. So he figured because of the fact that they're so stable, then in its elemental form they represented the core of all the different types of elements. For example, a tetrahedron represented fire. A cube represented the earth, or solid. The octahedron, because it's harder for it to bind together, represented air. And the icosahedron, water. In terms of what the dodecahedron represented, well, that was considered the pentultimate element. In other words, if you expanded the entire universe, then it would serve the shape of the dodecahedron. So with that said, now of course he didn't exactly get that right, but it did lead to the Western thinking that everything was made up of small, stable elements. That part was right, even if his conclusions were, the particulars were incorrect. But here's my question. There actually is, within the realm of certainly math and possibly reality, a 6th Platonic solid. So my challenge to you is this, it's twofold. Number one, what is this elusive 6th Platonic solid? And, for even extra credit, what is the puzzle that is associated with this 6th Platonic solid? So what is the 6th Platonic solid, and what puzzle corresponds to that Platonic solid? Let me know what you think. I'll come back at you at some point with this guy. Thanks for watching.